Joe Bowling with you, Rudy Zemripa Jr. on the camera, and welcome to high school football. A district title on the line as Hebbronville, the Longhorns at home, take on the Odom Owls. I'm Joe Bowling with you. Thanks again for joining us on our pregame show. We got about 10 minutes before we have the opening kickoff of tonight's action. And again, all eyes focus on this field to determine who's the number one seed in district play when they head into the playoffs, which begin next week. We've broadcast Hebbronville a couple of times this year from this very spot. Our appreciation to the Hebbronville School District for assisting us in finding a place in the press box and assisting us with the internet capable of producing what you see here. I want to give a shout out to Pizza Inn just down the street here from the high school. They sent some pizzas and some wings up to us last week after I complained the week before that I was hungry. I didn't even know they were over there, but then they sent some pizzas, and so we stopped by today. I want to give a shout out in that direction for a great place to stop and grab some food on the way in or out to the game. As we're awaiting the arrival of the two teams, music blaring out there for the fans that have made the trip. And here come the Longhorns of Hebbronville onto the field for the first time on the night. And they get to host this game, which is an outright shot for the number one seed as they move into the playoffs. The Odom Owls on the flip side, we were there for their first scrimmage of the season, and then we broadcast most of their home games this year, if not all. And so it's fitting that we have two teams that we've covered in a big way here on Rio Sports Live involved in this game to decide the title. We'll be back with more. Pregame show continues from Hebbronville, Texas. I'm Joe Bowling. This is Rio Sports Live.
Apply to the university that offers 98 unique degree plans. The university where 99% of students receive financial assistance. The university where you belong. Apply to Texas A&M University Kingsville today.
High Tide Oilfield Services LLC thrives by providing an array of quality services that keep your operations running on a daily basis. We provide oilfield support and construction service for your location, providing customers with safe, on schedule, and on budget project completion. That's High Tide Oilfield Services in Greer, Texas.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Back here on Rio Sports Live, the school song's being played. We'll key it up for you to hear. Hebbronville school song having been played, and again, welcome to our broadcast here.
Direct your attention to the north
right back after this.
24-hour HVAC, refrigeration, kitchen, and laundry services available on call from 3 locations in Corpus, Houston, San Antonio, and coming soon to the Rio Grande Valley. Call 361-654-0080 for 24-hour request emergency services from Protex Restaurant Services.
Again, we welcome you to our broadcast here on Rio Sports Live in Hebbronville, Texas, and we are moments away from the opening kickoff. We'll take our final break. You've been watching the pregame show here on Rio Sports Live.
High Tide Oilfield Services LLC thrives by providing an array of quality services that keep your operations running on a daily basis. We provide oilfield support and construction service for your location, providing customers with safe, on-schedule, and on-budget project completion. That's High Tide Oilfield Services in Greer, Texas.
Field Judge, Gilbert Galvan. Electronic clock operator, O.V. Sanchez. 25-second clock operator, Felix Gutierrez. Honorary umpire, David Gonzalez.
As we await the arrival of the two teams, they're already in the tunnel, so we are moments away from them taking the field. 2 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock on the mark, and we are anxious to get this one underway. Scheduled for a 7:30 start. We are right on time right now after the pregame festivities. Longhorns over there will emerge out of that tunnel. First, the Odom Owls take the field on the far side. Odom Owls in the white uniforms with a blue and gold trim tonight. They'll be on the visiting side of the field. Limited crowd here at Hebbronville, as has been the case in every field so far, and here come the Longhorns of Hebbronville onto the field, and all pieces of the puzzle are in place for what should be an exciting football game here tonight. Again, fans, if you're tuning in and watching on our social media, let's get this first and foremost. If you're watching on our Facebook site, share the link, let other fans know this game is going on. It does truly help get the word out to other fans who may not know this is going on. If you're watching also on Facebook, we ask that you like and share our page, like and follow our page. Assist us in getting the numbers up. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to our channel, it's free. Please subscribe to Rio Sports Live. Again, it does two things. It gives you an indication when we do go live, and in this case tonight, we're going live from 19 different ball games. But it does give you the indication when we go live, and it also assists us in getting our numbers up because of the fact that we are a free service when we broadcast these games to schools, and we do not charge fans to watch our games. We rely 100% on sponsorship funding to come in, and those advertisers are always asking, well, what's your numbers, what's your numbers, what's your numbers? Two team captains meet out there at the center of the field. Manuel Avila is the representative for Hebbronville. See who gets the ball to start this contest here tonight. In Hebbronville, the Owls won the toss. They'll defer, and they'll elect to go on defense to start this game, and Hebbronville will get the ball with the opening kickoff. It comes right after this on Rio Sports Live.
Apply to the university that offers 98 unique degree plans. The university where 99% of students receive financial assistance. The university where you belong. Apply to Texas A&M University Kingsville today.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
Back here on Rio Sports Live, and the Hebbronville Longhorns will be getting the ball to start this game. They'll be going left to right as we take a look from the press box on the home side of the field. 12 minutes on the clock, and welcome to the first quarter here of this one tonight in Hebbronville. Final regular season game for these two teams. Then we get into the playoffs, and I'll explain what we're up against trying to get broadcast of playoffs underway in a bit. Kickoff is underway. The Owls will return it out across their 20-yard line in a hurry to the 25-30. out to the 32-33 yard line. On the return that time was Eden Perez. And so the Hebbronville Longhorns will enter the field of the offense under the direction of Matthew Tolentino to start the first drive of the night. Decent field position for their own 34-yard line. We've seen Hebbronville come out in multiple sets. We've seen them with a spread offense on a no-huddle, fast pace, fast tempo. We've also seen them on a tight set, double tight end, double wing formation. This time they'll open it up with a 4-receiver set. Twins left and right. On first down, Tolentino hands it off up the middle. Bouncing forward, Brandon Salazar hit hard. He'll end up gaining a couple of yards on the play. And it'll bring up second down for the Hebbronville Longhorns. Just underway. If you're watching on Facebook, I am too right now, tuning in just to make sure our broadcast is clean. Give me a shout out where you're watching the game from. I see Diego Olivares watching from Houston, Texas. Thank you for that. Run play up the middle. Again, they go back to Salazar. Salazar gains a yard and a half, bringing up 3rd and 4 for the Longhorns. They'll hand it off to Joshua Almaraz. Almaraz fights forward. That'll be enough for a first down. Fumble on the play, and the Odom Owls recover. That was one of those second effort type of plays. And watch it on the replay. You can see the handoff. And then Almaraz was fighting for extra yardage right there, had the first down, and then they stood him up and stripped the ball out of his hands. And so the Odom Owls get the first turnover of the ball game, and they'll take over in Hebbronville territory at the Longhorn 47-yard line. The Owls are led by quarterback Hunter Dawson, the sophomore. Hands it off to a running play right-hand side out across the 45 down to about the 44-yard line. Marcus Martinez on the carry for the Owls, trying to capitalize on the game's first turnover here in this first quarter of play. Martinez given credit of 4 on the game.
They have about 3 for Martinez. It'll be second down and 7 for the Owls.
Second down play coming up. They'll run it again. This time the Longhorns are right there and shut it down in a hurry.
Up the middle is number 7, Hunter Dawson. Defending for the Longhorns.
Dawson on the carry on a quarterback keeper off the read.
Number 52.
And he was met quickly at the line of scrimmage and dropped for no gain. Third down coming up now for the Odom Owls. Just joining us, we're in the first quarter of play. Third down and 6 coming up for the Owls. Man in motion goes left to right. Dawson takes a snap, eludes a tackler, won't get away for the next 2. And down he goes. Actually shoveled a pass out of that. So it'll be ruled incomplete, and fourth down coming up for the Owls. Dawson was out of the pocket, which allowed him to just flick that ball in the direction of a receiver.
Brings up a fourth down for the Owls.
And so the turnover by the Longhorns of Hebbronville appears to have not hurt as the defense gets a stop, but the offense of the Owls remains on the field. They need to get inside to 37 to get a first down. Dawson sends a man in motion, shifting alignment over to the left side. That's Jonathan Emerson. And now before the snap, the whistle blows. Play clock got down to 1. They had to call a timeout. Odom Owls will talk it over. Hebbronville will head to the sideline. We're in the first quarter here from Hebbronville. I'll keep it right here. You know, I left that on for just a little bit after I ran that replay because it flashed a barrier between the video you're watching and the broadcast, and you could hear there was still audio going on. That's what we're up against when we get to the playoffs, my friends, because the UIL and NFHS have teamed up to tax any broadcast $1,000 up front to provide the service to the schools or the fans. And if we don't have the $1,000, well, then our only option is to bring you an audio broadcast of the game with no video. And So we go back to radio days. You'll be able to hear it, but you won't be able to see it. And so that gives you an indication of the difference in what you're getting to see here versus what you'll have to listen to for the playoffs. Dawson hands it off, bouncing it outside. Martinez going to throw down the right side. A lot of contact down there. Incomplete pass. See a penalty flag on the play, or will there be? Right now it appears as though there's no penalty on the play, and so Hebbronville will take over on downs and getting it a stop. Give a shout out to Linda Hodell watching from Lubbock. This is not considered a playoff game. This is a position game for the district seed. That's why we're able to bring you the broadcast of this one here tonight. Hebbronville back on the field. Matthew Tolentino out of a shotgun formation on first down. Takes a snap, swings a pass left side. That's completed. Out across the midfield stripe into Owl territory, and then that's quickly shut down. Catch made over there by Benjamin Cadena.
That is Benjamin Cadena. Good for 8 yards. Second down and 2 for the
And that's a completed pass. First completion for Tolentino on the night. He's ready to go on second down. Drops back to throw again. Waiting. Rushes out of the pocket. Still looking, going to keep it. Turns it upfield, takes on a tackler. Out of bounds at the 45. That'll be a first down. As Tolentino saw that Dylan Tijerina had a bead on him and elected not just to run out of bounds. He took on that tackler and said, let's go. And out of bounds they went, but not before they got a first down. Quick snap, handoff, left-hand side. Rumbling forward is Almaraz. Joshua Almaraz fumbled on his first carry. This time he'll gain a yard on the play. Stop made by Marcus Martinez, and you recognize that name. He's the tailback on offense, so he's going both ways here tonight. On a second down play, Tolentino looks to throw, swings it in the flats, big hit delivered, and down goes Brandon Salazar. Watch Salazar cover this play up on the replay. They're trying to free up Salazar in the open field, but nothing doing. Third down coming up now after the loss on the play. It's 11 yards to go for the Hebbronville Longhorns. Tolentino with a back in the backfield, hands it off on the read up the middle. Gain of about 3. Salazar on his third carry of the night. But Hebbronville left well short of first down yardage, and immediately they bring the punt team onto the field. First possession, they turned it over. Second possession, couldn't move it far down the field. They did get a first down on that possession. But nonetheless, they'll turn it over on the punt. One man back to return the kick for the Odom Owls. Stands inside his 15. High snap, punter gets to it. Rugby-style kick, gets it away. Takes a bounce for the Longhorns. Fielded by the 10, getting out across the 15. Now to the right-hand side for the Owls. Down the right sideline, and a lot of room and a lot of blocks. Midfield and more. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20-yard line on the return for the Odom Owls. And watch as the blockers had already developed. And that was nearly taken to the house by Kyle Castaneda. Now the officials have gathered. I didn't see a flag anywhere back on the backside of the field, but there was one apparently at the end of that play, down inside the 25-yard line. And we'll sort that out, but Castaneda nearly took that to the house on the punt return. And now the officials are going to bring this all the way back and negate the return altogether. call it a block in the back, and now the question is, where did it occur? The flag appears to be at the 25, and they'll mark the yardage off from there. So this will go back to near where Castaneda picked up the ball on the punt return. Inside his 15, mark it down to the 12 for the Odom Owls. And that'll change complexion of the start of this drive. Give a shout out to Jesse watching from Odessa. Thanks for tuning in here on Rio Sports Live on a Friday night. Owls on the field for a second time on the offensive set. Dawson hands it off. Martinez bounces it outside, taking on tacklers. Got it across the 15 to the 17.
Number 9, Marcus Martinez, the ball carrier. Gain of about 4.
Martinez now a couple of carries.
Brings it a second down and 6 now for the Owls. Dawson lines up the Owls.
Dawson lines him up and hands it off again. They'll try left tackle, and that goes nowhere. Martinez on the carry, might have gained a yard. And quickly, third down for the Odom Owls. Call it 5 yards to go. We're in action here from Hebbronville, Texas, on a Friday night. Ramiro Molino watching from, or Molina that is, watching from Hebbronville. Give a shout out there. Tiger Lizzie Rodriguez watching from Midland, Texas. Thank you. Bouncing it right side is Martinez. He's got a first down as he rumbles out across the 27-yard line. An 8-yard gain, and the Owls' drive will continue after the carry by Marcus Martinez. First down play for the Odom Owls. Double tight end set, wide receiver to the left side of the field. They'll run it with Martinez up the middle. He is hit quickly, and down he goes. Hit made that time by Paul Bays.
No gain on that play.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Brings up a second down and 10 for the Owls.
For the Odom Owls. Scoreless ball game here in the first quarter. Terrific night for football. It's just cool enough to bring a jacket for Rudy out there on the camera, but otherwise a good night for football. Martinez takes a handoff. Wrapped up again. Bays is right there to make the stop as he got to about the 29. Give him credit for a 2-yard gain, but that's it. 7 carries, 19 yards on the ground now for Marcus Martinez. The Odom Owls with 8 snaps in the ball game, all of those resulting in running plays, with the exception of one. They did try a pass. Hunter Dawson had to fling a pass to avoid a sack. Penalty flag thrown here as there's a lot of movement on the line. Let's see if that microphone is working now for the official. We'll try to key him up.
Offsides against the Longhorns.
That'll be against Hebbronville. Not enough for a first down. It's still third down for the Odom Owls.
First down marker.
But third down, and you got to get across the 37 to ensure a first down if you're Odom. Dawson brings him up. Wide receiver out to the left-hand side is Chaz Green. Dawson rolls out that way, looks, contained, slips, stays on his feet, reverses field. He's got some room now if he can get to the corner, and he does. Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That's all Hunter Dawson. And watch as Dawson nearly slips here on the replay, stayed on his feet, and right here a blocker nearly with a block in the back had to back off. Otherwise, that would have sprung Dawson for big-time yardage on that play. Owls retain possession and maintain the drive. Dawson sets him up. On first down, handoff. New ball carrier in the game. Takes it out to the 45-yard line, as this time they hand it off to Mark Moreno.
That is Mark Moreno. Defending was number 9 for the Longhorns, Juan Jimenez.
And so for Moreno, that's his first carry of the night. He's got 3 yards. And the Odom Owls are now moving the football downfield. This drive, remember, started inside their 15. And Hunter Dawson keeps 2 backs in the backfield this time. Single on the play, hands it off on a jet sweep, and they get a good block. Carry it to the 49 midfield stripe. Moreno again on the carry, gains 6. Brings up 3rd and about 4 to go for the Odom Owls. Right at the midfield stripe. 2:51 and counting here in this first quarter of play. Owls have converted on 3rd down once on this drive already. And Hunter Dawson needs 3 more yards to sustain it here. 2 receivers left-hand side as Austin Dominguez joins Green on the short side of the field. For the snap, the whistle blows, and they'll blow that play dead. Odom Owls penalized as the play clock got down to zeros. Takes it from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. For Odom, who play from the sidelines for Hunter Dawson. Takes a snap, looks to throw, right-hand side on a crossing pattern. That's caught, 1st down and more for the Owls. Catch made by Castaneda. Watch the quick release here by Dawson.
Defending for the Longhorns, number 44.
Castaneda with some yards after the catch on his first reception of the night. So another 3rd down conversion for Odom on this drive. And they're now operating in Longhorn territory. Hunter Dawson wants to throw again, wants it all. Down the right sideline, that's going to be incomplete as Castaneda is ruled out of bounds. He did manage to haul that in, but was out of bounds. So it brings up 2nd and 10. And a team that likes to run the football like the Odom Owls do, at least in games we've covered here on Rio Sports Live. What they like to avoid most of all is 2nd down and long situation, which is what they face here. On 2nd and 10, Dawson hands it off on a jet sweep. It's Chaz Reed. Reed has some room, got some blocking, got a 1st down on a 12-yard carry.
And off to number 5, Chaz Reed.
Chaz Reed on that jet sweep. They'll move the chains inside the 35. Mark it down to the 33 of the Hebbronville.
Number 7, Hunter Dawson lines up the Owls.
Dawson hands it off again to the right-hand side, now inside the 30-yard line.
Number 50 on the defense, that is Paul Weiss. Gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Owls.
Owls with a good-looking drive here, though. In no hurry. Trying to keep that Hebbronville offense off the field. Dawson takes a snap, hands it off to Martinez. Slips a tackle, takes it inside to 25. Short of 1st down yardage.
Martinez, tackled by number 9 of the Longhorns.
But it's certainly manageable situation here with third down and less than a couple yards to go.
Gain of 6, it'll be third
The
down.
Odom Owls will be in no hurry to take the next step. And that will take us to zeros on the clock, and the first quarter is history. Scoreless ball game from Hebbronville. Odom with the ball, nearing a red zone possession. We'll be right back after this.
DS Oilfield Construction and the family of Rene Martinez III would like to wish Rene and his fellow teammates the best of luck for the 2020 football season. For any oilfield construction needs, please contact DS Oilfield at 361-396-0059, Alice, Texas, or Logan Wilson at 361-701-8892 at any time. Thank you. Let's go jerseys from DS Oilfield.
At Bulls Bail Bonds, our goal is to provide a friendly and efficient bail bond process to our customers. We want to help you with our knowledge and experience to provide a fast and friendly service. We will beat or match our competitors' price. Hours of operation are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Protex Restaurant Services provides 24-hour HVAC, refrigeration, kitchen, and laundry services available on call from 3 locations in Corpus, Houston, San Antonio, and coming soon to the Rio Grande Valley. Call 361-654-0080 for 24-hour request emergency services from Protex Restaurant Services.
Back here on Rio Sports Live, we get ready to start the second quarter. Those advertisers, my friends, are what is funding what we're doing here. So at the very least, I ask fans that are watching, give them a shout out of thanks for us being able to cover these games. A running play on the first play from scrimmage on second down is a Hunter Dawson keeper. And as he stretches out, they'll mark him down, but not before he carries enough for another first down for the Odom Owls. And a drive that started inside their 15 is now to the Hebbronville 22. Well orchestrated drive here by Hunter Dawson. 77 yards of offense for Odom thus far in the ball game compared to Hebbronville's 24. You got to remember that Longhorn team had the ball on one possession, turned it over on their second play from scrimmage. Second time, gained a first down, and that's been it. Odom's offense has been on the field throughout the first quarter and into the second. Running play, this is Castaneda bouncing it to the outside, hit hard, but he'll gain 7 on the play. Castaneda had the game's most electrifying play so far on a punt return that he nearly took 87 yards. Was brought back because of an illegal block. So that was the biggest play here tonight. Called back. Ball at the 15. It truly is a red zone possession now for the Odom Owls, as Hunter Dawson brings him up to the line. 2 receivers right-hand side, single receiver left side. Dawson will roll left side, looking to run all the way. Got a block, turns the corner, got a first down, spins out of bounds inside the 10.
Inside the 10-yard line.
They haven't marked the play yet. Now they will mark the chains. Dawson now 4 carries, 21 yards. Marcus Martinez 9 carries for 27 yards. The Odom Owls now have it first and goal as the ball of the nose of the football just inside the 10-yard line. 4 downs to get in here for the Odom Owls. Dawson keeps one back in the backfield to his right-hand side. On first down, will keep it. Runs forward, got to about the 8-yard line as he gains 2. Second down coming up for the Odom Owls. Again, appreciate you tuning in wherever you may be. See some fans tuning in, watching from the privacy of their own home. That's what I was talking about all week when I've been discussing things with UIL and trying to get the rights from Fox Sports. It's Fox Sports that's charging the $1,000 fee because they have been issued the rights to distribute, to redistribute. If I don't do them, nobody's going to cover them. I can tell you that. Here's a running play inside the 5, down to the 3, down to the 1 yard line on a carry by Marcus Martinez.
To the right, cuts up the middle. That is Marcus Martinez inside the 2 yard line.
And so it's 3rd and goal coming up for the Odom Owls.
3rd and goal now for the Owls.
Good hole opened up that time by that big front line for the Odom Owls. Guys like Dario Gomez up front, opening up holes. He's got some helpers down there. Matthew Acosta, the center. Hunter Dawson ready to go on 3rd and goal. Takes it, carries it right side, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown on a carry by Hunter Dawson.
Number 7.
Nothing fancy about this, as you'll see on the replay.
For the score.
Just get a good surge by the offensive line. And the first points of the night belong to Odom.
An 88-yard drive by the
That
Owls.
caps off an 88-yard drive downfield. Extra point coming up for Odom. High snap, they get it down. The kick is away, line drive style, and it just clears the uprights. It's good. 7-0 ball game. Odom leads. They'll kick off. Hebbronville. We'll see how they respond. Down at home. A lot of time on that clock. Back after this. At TSS Photography in Corpus Christi, Texas, you can experience the latest technology in photography. Whether you're an individual or a team, you can experience photography at a whole new level. Real-time photos can be seen on screen as they are taken in-house or from remote locations. You can even have your order placed as you leave the room. Special events? No problem. Take your pose. Choose your background. This is a veteran-owned company, a Texas Hub certified company, over 3 years in service in Corpus Christi, Texas. TSS Photography.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano.
Back here on Real Sports Live, the kickoff is a short kick. It's fielded by the Longhorns on a bounce. Take it across the 30, 35-yard line, up the middle to the 39-yard line. Ball bounced around for a little bit, but Joshua Almaraz was right there to take it. And so now we'll see this Hebbronville offense take the field. Down 7-0 here in the first half. Band down there playing. We hope they get to perform at halftime. But at least they're here, providing the atmosphere for the fans on a Friday night football game here in the state of Texas in the month of November. First down play for Matthew Tolentino. Spreads them out with 2 receivers left side. To the wide left is Benjamin Cadena. Single receiver right side. Tolentino drops back to throw. Looking for Tolentino. He ran the route inside. They threw it outside. Incomplete pass.
Incomplete. The receiver goes in and the ball ends up out.
2nd and 10 coming up for Tolentino. He's now 2 of 3 in the passing game for 10 yards. Odom with 99 yards of offense compared to 24 for Hebbronville. Tolentino keeps it back in the backfield this time. Back there with him. Check that number. They'll pass it over the middle. Nice catch in traffic in the secondary. Down to the 30-yard line. Big play for the Longhorns of Hebbronville. Watch on the replay. Jesus, check that. That's Eleazar Naranjo on that catch. They'll swing a pass left side. This time it's caught by Cadena. Cadena quickly is brought down. They're going to throw a penalty flag on that, so we'll sort that out.
Penalty against the Longhorns for a shot block.
This will be against Hebbronville. It's a big one.
15 big one. Back to play, first and 25.
So the Longhorns will have to overcome a penalty
Timeout.
on this drive. They'll take a timeout. 9 minutes and a little change left here in the first half of play. Longhorns trying to respond to the Owls' score. Go ahead and keep it right here. Again, reminding you fans on Rio Sports Live, we'll have more high school football tomorrow. We got a doubleheader coming from Texas A&M Kingsville high school football as these district seed games are taking place. Mark Molina will be covering there. We'll also have high school swimming from the Corpus Christi Aquatic Center. We'll have high school volleyball, non-playoff games, regular season games at the Class 6 level and Class 5 level are still going on. And we'll have football coverage in the afternoon from Tom Landry Stadium in Mission, as Mission veterans on the field. If I can get a crew in place, we'll have our first preseason scrimmage boys basketball coverage. Basketball season on the girls' side just around the corner. We'll have those games next week. Tolentino lines up in a shotgun. First down and 25 yards to go. Takes a snap, hands it off or keeps it on a read. Now swings a pass right side. Nice job on a ball fake. Pass complete, short yardage gain as he gets it. Alanis over there on the catch.
Gain of about 5 for Alanis. It will be second down and 20 for the Longhorns.
Still a long way to go here on this
Tolentino in the spread formation.
play, needing still 20 yards to go. Tolentino keeps it, hit, down he goes. Big hit delivered by Eli Pizzana.
Keeper headed immediately by number 44, Eli Pizzana of the Owls.
On the replay is Pizzana
Loss of about
untouched.
4, makes it a third down, and we'll call
Now
it
it's third down and
24
20
for the
for Hebbronville. This drive halted by this penalty. Tolentino hands it off up the middle. Nothing there for Alvarez as the Odom Owls are there to shut that down.
And up the middle to
Tried to catch him off guard that time. Odom Owls weren't biting, seeing all those wide receivers. And so the drive, we'll see the punting team come onto the field. Eric Perez
into punt is
drop back in
number
punt
1,
formation for Hebbronville. They'll try to play field position.
Back deep for the Owls is number 4, Kyle Castaneda.
Castaneda back there to return it. Stands inside his 15. They kick it away from him. It takes a bounce. He'll let it roll down to around the 10-yard line, and that's where it'll be down. And that's where the Odom Owls will take over. That drive looked like it was had written game-tying drive all over it, but that big penalty shut down the Longhorns, and now the Odom Owls will try to capitalize. Starting a drive at their 10. Last time they went 88 yards, took up about 9.5 minutes on the game clock.
First and 10 for the Owls.
And playing keep away from the Hebbronville offense. Hunter Dawson and company with 99 yards of offense, 85 of that on the ground. They'll run it on first down, not much there. Martinez continues to beat the workhorse. Might have gained a yard on the play. He's now got 11 carries already in this first half for 35 yards. Second down and 10 coming up. Quick pass completed across the midfield stripe to the 40. Foot race down the sideline. They may not catch him. They won't. Touchdown, Odom. Castaneda. And this is just pitch, catch, run. And that's 90 yards of the house. Kyle Castaneda for the Odom Owls. Lightning in the bottle there. We'll call it an 88-yard pass. They were just outside the 10.
Hunter Dawson to number 4, Kyle Castaneda.
Extra point coming up for Odom.
After is number 22, Diego Rodriguez.
Again, the first drive. Long sustained. The extra point is up, and it is no good. But there is a penalty thrown on this play. We'll see who this is against. Odom appears to be thinking it's against, no, it's against Hebbronville. And so they'll get another crack at this extra point.
So it moves the ball closer to the goal line, and we'll try it again.
Now it appears as though the Owls will keep their offense on the field now and try to go perhaps for a 2-point conversion after being given half the distance.
Owls going for 2 this time.
Indeed, that's what they'll try. Dawson lines him up. 4 receivers set. Man in motion left to right. And the whistle blows before the play. We got a penalty. That'll be against Odom. 6:25 left here in the half. We'll see if they bring the kicker back in. Remember, they tried the extra point. Penalty allowed them to move it half the distance to the goal line. They'll keep the offense on the field, trying to go for a 2-point conversion here. And it will be no good. Big hit delivered by Perez, and we'll take a break. Kickoff coming up. One of the Owls are shaken up. We'll hope he's okay. We'll be back with more after this on Real Sports Live.
Price for you, Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats. Laguna Madre Baits, 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
Protex Restaurant Services provides 24-hour HVAC, refrigeration, kitchen, and laundry services available on call from 3 locations in Corpus, Houston, San Antonio, and coming soon to the Rio Grande Valley. Call 361-654-0080 for 24-hour request emergency services from Protex Restaurant Services.
Back here on Real Sports Live, you can see the players on a knee over on the Odom side as one of their players shaken up, the intended receiver on that 2-point conversion, Kyle Castaneda. And so taking the extra time to make sure that he's okay before we resume play. Thanks again for tuning in here, wherever you may be. Give me a shout out if you're watching. Again, I'll go back to our Facebook broadcast and see where the fans are tuning in from here on Rio Sports Live on a Friday night. Tonight we're in Hebbronville. Trying to look at where, I know we started the night with Cruz and George West and Three Rivers. Castaneda up under his own power. That's a good sign. We've got Cruz tonight in Santa Rosa. Kingsville with Lyford taking on San Diego. In La Villa, Texas tonight, Fremont made the trip down to La Villa. At Ingleside, West Oso at Ingleside. Here in Hebbronville. In Los Fresnos for San Benito. Harlingen tonight, Donna North at Harlingen. That's a broadcast game. We had volleyball tonight with Mission and Edinburgh Vela. PSJA North at Edinburgh North. Edinburgh Economides, Edinburgh. San Perlita against Utopia. That's in playoff action tonight. Tejanos against San Isidro. That was a playoff volleyball game tonight. All broadcast here tonight on Rio Sports Live. Last night in one of our more entertaining volleyball games of the season, the Freer Lady Buckaroos saw their season come to an end against Harper in a 5-set thriller. Rudy and I made the trip to Devine to broadcast that one. And then tonight, out here to Hebbronville. 13-6 your score. The Owls will kick off. From the 40-yard line. Everybody up close to return this kick, all standing at their 20-yard line. It is a short kick, fielded by an up man at the 35 to the 40-yard line for the Longhorns. Out to about the 43. Returned by Nathan Garza. And now the Longhorn offense will have to go to work. They've been outgained here in this game to 188 to 51 in total yards. But a big bundle of that came on a huge 88-yard pass play by the Odom Owls. Resulted in a touchdown. Put them up by the second score. First down play for Tolentino. Trip receiver left side, right side has a single receiver out there. He'll look right all the way. Pass is dropped out there. Jaden Albanese, intended receiver, and that was just right there in and out of his hands. Brings up 2nd and 10 for Tolentino. He's now 4 of 6 in the passing game for 36 yards. Give a shout out to Renee Silguero watching in Houston. Fans tuning in from Washington State, thank you for tuning in here on Rio Sports Live. Plainview checking in as well. Running play for the Owls. Good gain that time out to the midfield stripe. Almaraz. And for Almaraz, that's his best carry of the evening. Brings up 3rd down and just over 6 yards to go for the Longhorns of Hebbronville. New play in from the sideline. Benjamin Cadena brings it in. Longhorns need, well, they'll need 4 to get a first down here. Tolentino scans the defense, and before the snap, the whistle blows. There is a timeout on the field. So a lot of shifting going on the line by the Odom Owls. And that forced one of the Longhorns to jump off sides on the offense. I know that's a rather insignificant 5 yards when you tally up the penalty yards, but when it goes from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9, big difference maker here on trying to keep this drive alive. Tolentino waits, takes a snap, hands it out, pass play, nice play, completed to Cadena. That's a first down inside the 45. Watch on the replay, that's a great sell by Tolentino on the ball fake, and then catching Cadena on the release. And so the Longhorns convert and sustain the drive. First down play, they'll run it, bounce it left side. Not much room there. Almaraz on the carry, thrown forward. Give him credit for 3 yards on the gain. 5 carries, 13 yards on the night for Amaraz on the ground game. It's just 20 yards rushing so far for the Hebbronville Longhorns. 70 yards of total offense. We've seen this team open it up and put some points on the board. We'll see if they can get it dialed in. Tolentino changing the play at the line of scrimmage on 2nd and long. Drops back to throw. Looking, middle of the field. That's going to be incomplete, nearly picked off.
Pass is intended for Cadena.
Cadena was the intended receiver.
Breaking up the pass is number 9.
And that's Marcus Hunter.
Martinez.
Marcus Martinez. You'll hear his name. He's their primary ball carrier on the offensive end.
Brings up a 3rd down.
Going
and
both
8
ways
now
here
for the
tonight
Longhorns.
on the gridiron. Give a shout out to Beaumont watching this game. Freer, Texas tuning in. Thank you. Longview, Texas also tuning in. Floresville watching this broadcast. Timeout called by the
Timeout, Longhorns.
Longhorns of Hebbronville. They trail 13-0. They've got the football on a 3rd and long coming up right after this.
Refugio ISD holds special memories in the hearts of anyone who has ever been part of the school. The Refugio ISD Education Foundation provides resources that will create engaging learning experiences for students. You can be a part of the Bobcat Tribute Plaza. Order a brick or a bench, and you will help to build on the tradition of excellence and opportunity that has always been at the heart of Refugio ISD.
Stacy Neiman Insurance Agency, LLC, located on the Square in Woodsboro, Texas, specializing in row, crop, and pasture rangeland, serving farmers and ranchers in multiple counties since 2011. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer. 1-800-573-5166. Stacy Neiman Insurance Agency, LLC.
Back here on Rio Sports Live, Hebbronville Longhorns had to take a timeout and dial something up here on 3rd and long against the Odom Owls. Down 13-0. 4:26 left here in the first half of play. Tolentino on a long count. Takes a snap. Hands it off up the middle, and that is short of first down yardage. A good carry that time by Salazar. But now decision time for the Longhorns as they'll face 4th and 4. Call it 3, 4th and 3 yards to go. If they get it inside the 34, they got a first down. Tolentino brings him up, double tight end, double wing set, under center. Hands it off, they'll bounce it outside, turn it upfield. This is going to be close. We'll check the spot. It looks like he's about a half yard short. Almaraz on the carry, but let's look to the sideline. Again, they needed to clear the 34 to get a first down. And they'll say he is short by about a half a yard. And a turnover on downs will give it to the Odom Owls. Good stop right there in the middle of the field for Odom. Again, just 3 yards per carry right now on the ground for Hebbronville. 33 yards on 11 carries total here in the first half. Owls with the football and a 2-score lead as Hunter Dawson brings him up. Lines up with a single receiver right-hand side on first down. Hands it off, running play, bounce it across for Martinez. He'll gain 3.5. Martinez now on 11 carries, has 38 yards. Odom has mixed it up with 89 yards on the ground and 102 through the air. Yeah, right now they're letting that clock be their friend. They'll get the ball to start the second half when you take a look at that. Give a shout out to Tony Fuentes watching in Port Lavaca. Thanks for tuning in. Dawson looking for a block. Nice job on a read. Takes it upfield, got to the 50, 45-yard line. First down for the Owls. Watch on the replay how he uses his blocker, literally steering him. And And then releasing upfield on a carry by Dawson. Now drive continues. Set up at the Hebbronville 45. Give a shout out to Angelica Esquivel, listening from Harlingen. Handoff right side. That goes for a couple of yards. Go right back to Martinez. Marcus Martinez, now a dozen carries with 40 yards on the ground.
That is Alejandro Gomez along with help with number 9, Juan Jimenez.
Mark him down for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Second down and 9.
Hebbronville looking for that big play. Defense trying to spark something here. Get some energy flowing on the field. Dawson on a keep. Takes it upfield. Got it inside, right inside the 40.
Dawson on the left side.
Gains enough to bring up 3rd and 5.
Number 9 on the defense, Juan Jimenez.
Again, the Odom Owls with a 2-score lead, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half.
Now for the Owls.
As Dawson brings him up. Play clock at 14. He's got plenty of time there. Wide receiver right is Austin Dominguez. On 3rd and 5. They get him to jump off sides, blow the penalty. Because they blew that play dead, maybe that someone jumped on offense, but it sure looked like the defense came across. If they did, they came across an encroachment. If they just jump, then you get a free play on offense. Here comes the call by the official.
5 yards walked off against the Longhorns.
It'll be against Hebbronville. So they'll move the ball down, and that's enough for a first down.
And that is going to be enough for a first and
For the
10
Odom Owls.
As the drive continues for the Owls, it'll be first and 10 at the Longhorn 35.
Ball at the 35. Coming up at halftime, we'll run some replays of the big plays, the highlights of the first half of this game. We'll also
Dawson lines up the Owls.
go over statistics and try to run down some broadcast schedules. Dawson carries, spins out of bounds as he gains a
Dawson
couple.
Pushed out of bounds by number 22, Naranjo. Gain of 2.
2nd down and 8 coming up for the Odom Owls. He went out of bounds, so they will stop the clock. Longhorns have 1 timeout remaining. Odom has 2.
Back to play.
Second down and 8 for Hunter Dawson and the Odom Owls. Wide receiver right side is Dominguez. Send him in motion. Right to left on the field, to the short side of the field as Dawson takes a snap. Before that, here come the penalty flags. They wasted too much time. Or did they get a timeout call? No, just a false start. 5-yard penalty against Odom.
Yards kept off against the Owls.
2nd down still for Odom. Now call it 14 yards to go.
Now.
Make it 13 yards. Got to get it inside the 25 to keep or to get a new set of downs. Dawson lines up in the passing game, 2 of 4 for 102 yards and a touchdown. Takes a high snap, hands it off. They'll run it right-hand side down to the 30-yard line. Marcus Martinez with a good head of steam. Martinez now 13 carries for 46 yards. Owls in a hurry as they come up to the line, 3rd and 5. Dawson takes a snap. Martinez again, short of first down yardage as he's brought down there. I wondered if the Longhorns may use their timeout. Right now they're not appearing to be in any position to want to stop the clock. Odom on 4th and 3 will keep the offense on the field. Dawson on a 4th down play. before he took the snap. They could have run that down. They did not have to take a snap. They were just seeing if they could get him to go off sides.
5 yards, stepped off.
They'll call a penalty against Odom. That'll take it back across the 33-yard line.
Moves him back 5. We'll call it 4th down and 12.
Still 4th down. Now the Owls may indeed bring the punting team on the field.
Correction, 4th down and 8.
They will burn a timeout. Coming to you from Hebbronville tonight on a Friday night. Regular season football. Again, this year the UIL unveiled the curtain, allowed us to show video broadcast of high school football. That's not going to be the case for playoffs unless we obtain rights that we have to purchase between Fox Sports and UIL and NFHS. They charge $1,000. So fans that are getting accustomed to watching these games, we're going to try, but it's tough to get sponsorship just to do the regular season games we're doing, especially with the and get this, we've got 64 schools that we have home schedules that we're trying to provide as much, if not all, home game coverage for these schools.
Back to play, 4th down and 8.
I give credit again to my crews out there working extremely hard, just trying to get to all these games. Dawson on 4th down, drops back to throw, rushed out of the pocket, hesitates, slips, and down he goes.
Ball goes over on down.
So Hebbronville will take over with 8 seconds left here in the half.
For the Longhorns as the Longhorn defense holds the Owls.
And a 13-0 game. Again, the Owls won the opening coin toss, deferred, and so they'll get the ball to start the second half. Tolentino on 1st down. With 8 seconds to go, we'll take a knee, and that'll take us to halftime. The Odom Owls, the visitors on the scoreboard, with a lead here at Hebbronville as we reach halftime. Appreciate you tuning in wherever you may be. I'll take a break. When I come back, I'll run you some bonus highlights, where we'll have highlights of the first half of this game. We'll also have a rundown of statistics, and then we'll talk about some additional broadcasts as we are all over the place tonight. We'll do so again tomorrow as we make the transition into volleyball, football, basketball, and by the way, soccer is just around the corner. And we'll be juggling more games as if we're not doing enough right now. It may quadruple. Put it this way, the schedule I got for basketball, when I finished looking at the spreadsheet, it had 1,100 games that we may broadcast for you if basketball season stays intact. I told everybody we'd grow to something bigger than what they could dream. It's bigger than I can dream now, my friends. I'll talk more about that after this. Halftime, 13-0 your score. Odom leads. This is Real Sports Live.
High Tide Oilfield Services LLC thrives by providing an array of quality services that keep your operations running on a daily basis. We provide oilfield support and construction service for your location, providing customers with safe, on-schedule, and on-budget project completion. That's High Tide Oilfield Services in Greer, Texas.
Apply to the university that offers 98 unique degree plans. The university where 99% of students receive financial assistance. The university where you belong. Apply to Texas A&M University Kingsville today.
High Tide Oilfield Services LLC thrives by providing an array of quality services that keep your operations running on a daily basis. We provide oilfield support and construction service for your location, providing customers with safe, on-schedule, and on-budget project completion. That's High Tide Oilfield Services in Greer, Texas.
Back here on Real Sports Live. You know, fans, again, last night I talked about that we were in Devine, Texas for high school volleyball playoff action in a regional quarterfinal game. And the Freer Lady Buckaroos just down the road here from Hebbronville were in action, and we were there to broadcast that game against Harper. Before I get to the halftime highlights of this football game, we got plenty of time. There's no band on the field. So I want to give a little bonus coverage. This was one of the best volleyball games we had on the season. Here's some highlights from that. Just a peek for you fans watching some football tonight.
An increase of 169 cases of COVID-19.
Hospitals continue receiving COVID-19 patients.
When the world needed you, did you rise to the occasion? Since the pandemic began, J. Gonzalez Injury Attorneys have won over 700 personal injury cases and recovered millions for their clients. When others shut down, we continued fighting for victims of car accidents, work injuries, and 18-wheeler cases because we still believe in justice for all. J. Gonzalez.
And away we go. Line drive played by the Freer Lady Buckaroos. They'll set up Hinojosa off the net. Gets it over on the Harper side. Back at the net, and the Longhorns will play it. Challenge at the net, tipped over, point scored. Lady Horns, Riley Cook for the first point. Trevino will be a right-handed server for the Freer Lady Buckaroos, looking to tie it up. Overhead serve, gets to the set, big swing, and down it goes. A big kill right at you, Tally Milliken. Doing here, coach gave her some quick instruction. There's a lot of experience right there talking as we return to play. Back set this time, free ball to work with for Harper from the back corner. That's in. We're tied at 4 apiece. Give us a shout out where you're watching the game from. If you're watching on our social media on Facebook, give me a shout out where you're watching. That's always neat to see how far the reach is. Serve over on the Harper side. They'll set it up this time. A swing and down it. That ended up going 5 games, and Harper ended up securing the victory and punching their ticket into the regional semifinals in volleyball. We have additional volleyball coverage tonight. We had some playoff games. We were in George West. We were in Three Rivers, covering some of the teams that we've been covering here on Real Sports Live. And regular season volleyball continues tonight for the 5A. They wrap up, and then they'll be in playoff action next week, so we'll be covering some teams there. 6A will go with regular season still next week, and then we'll get into the postseason for volleyball. By that time, we'll be in full swing basketball season, as we've got scrimmages taking place tomorrow, and then that'll wrap up scrimmage portion on the girls' side. We'll have regular season games beginning Tuesday, as we'll have we'll make a quick transition from volleyball into basketball for certain. Continue our coverage of football. Again, football all revolves into the playoffs for the smaller schools next week. Refugio had a game against Riviera. That was canceled. That was going to be one of our broadcast games, as we have some sponsorship that has stepped up in the Refugio area to make sure we are live with video. But again, it's $1,000 a game, and I said when I built this I wasn't going to charge schools and I wasn't going to charge fans ever. And even though we're charged, we do everything we can to find sponsorship. I keep saying there's one day that a sponsor is going to step up and say, just call me when the playoffs are there, tell me what teams you're going to cover, and I'll be the one that spearheads that. One day that's going to happen. I do believe that. We'll take a break. When I come back, I'll run down highlights of the first half of the football game here, as we are at halftime in Hebbronville. Odom leads this one 13-0. This is Real Sports Live.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Protex Restaurant Services provides 24-hour HVAC, refrigeration, kitchen, and laundry services Available on call from 3 locations in Corpus, Houston, San Antonio, and coming soon to the Rio Grande Valley. Call 361-654-0080 for 24-hour request emergency services from Protex Restaurant Services.
Back here on Rio Sports Live at halftime, 21 minutes on the clock as we have no band performance. That's been the norm throughout this football season. At least they're here. The kids are getting to be in the stands and perform during the game, and so at least I've talked about that. It's important that the students outside of athletics are able to participate in as much extracurricular activity as possible as well, and so it's good to see the bands are able to be out there. Just no performance of a marching band at halftime means that Rudy Zamripa has very little to focus on the camera. It's halftime, 20-35 your score, and here's the highlights, and here's how we got to 13-0.
An increase of 169 cases of COVID-19.
Hospitals continue receiving COVID-19 patients.
When the world needed you, did you rise to the occasion? Since the pandemic began, Jay Gonzalez injury attorneys have won over 700 personal injury cases and recovered millions for their clients. When others shut down, we continued fighting for victims of car accidents, work injuries, and 18-wheeler cases because we still believe in justice for all. Jay Gonzalez.
3rd and 4 for the Longhorns. They'll hand it off to Joshua Almaraz. Almaraz fights forward. That'll be enough for a first down. Fumble on the play, and the Odom Owls recover. And you recognize that name. He's the tailback on offense, so he's going both ways here tonight. On a 2nd down play, Tolentino looks to throw, swings it in the flats, big hit delivered, and down goes Brandon Salazar. For the Owls down the right sideline, and a lot of room and a lot of blocks. Midfield and more. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Out to the left-hand side is Chaz Green. Dawson rolls out that way. Looks, contained, slips, stays on his feet, reverses field. He's got some room now if he can get to the corner, and he does. Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That's all Hunter Dawson. Takes a snap, looks to throw, right-hand side on a crossing pattern. That's caught. First down and more for the Owls. Catch made by Castaneda. He rights to distribute, to redistribute. If I don't do them, nobody's going to cover them. I can tell you that. Here's a running play. Inside the 5, down to the 3, down to the 1-yard line on a carry by Marcus Martinez. On there, Matthew Acosta, the center. Hunter Dawson ready to go on 3rd and goal. Takes it, carries it right side, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown on a carry by Hunter Dawson. Check that number. They'll pass it over the middle. Nice catch in traffic in the secondary. Down to the 30-yard line. Big play for the Longhorns of Hebbronville. Play needing still 20 yards to go. Tolentino keeps it. Hit. Down he goes. Big hit delivered by Eli Pizzana. Quick pass completed. Across the midfield stripe to the 40. Foot race down the sideline. They may not catch him. They won't. Touchdown, Odom. Tolentino waits. Takes a snap. Hands it out. Pass play. Nice play. Completed to Cadena. That's a first down inside the 45. Shout out to Tony Fuentes watching in Port Lavaca. Thanks for tuning in. Dawson looking for a block. Nice job on a read. Takes it upfield. Got to the 50, 45-yard line. First down for the Owls.
An increase of 169 cases of COVID-19.
Hospitals continue.
Back here at halftime. That's your halftime highlights here on Rio Sports Live. I'm Joe Bowling with you. Give a shout out to Michael Vasquez watching from Flornay Street in Odom, Texas. Thanks for tuning in here just down the street from us. Speaking of down the street, again, I want to give a shout out to Pizza Inn. A couple of weeks ago when I was here for my first trip into the press box at Hebbronville, I was talking about that Rudy and I were doing a lot of setups before all of our broadcasts before we got here, and we never stopped to eat, and I was starving, and I said, I'm going to get something to eat somewhere on the way home. And then last week when I got back up here to set up for the crew, there was a note here with a pizza and some wings from Pizza Inn. Like, hey, we heard you. You were hungry. We felt bad for you, so we brought you some stuff. And then tonight we were on our way, and I was like, Rudy, you think they brought anything? He's like, I don't know. I said, well, let's just return the favor. We'll order something. So we ordered some pizza and wings and got into town, plenty of time to set up, and walked in, got to meet the manager, and we're talking to everyone. And walking out, Rudy wanted the pizza, I wanted the wings. And as we exited the building, Rudy had the biggest turnover of the night. He dropped my wings all over the parking lot. And so we got here, and sure enough, there were wings and pizza waiting for us anyway. So thanks again to Pizza Inn for taking care of us when we're in Hebbronville. Fans, if you're tuning in, they're not an advertiser with us. They did talk about maybe becoming one. But nonetheless, stop by and tell them thanks for bringing you the game. And I did see they have a television set up where they're watching the game. So if you're watching the game and you're in Pizza Inn here in Hebbronville, here's a shout-out from Rio Sports Live in the press box. The wings are great. They did bring us some. Pizza's terrific. And all smiles here, and we'll probably stop by on our way home to grab us something to eat for the 2-hour trip. We're at halftime, 16 minutes on the clock, actually down to 15, so that's the good news. Both teams over, still talking things over, no appearance yet. 13-0 game. Hebbronville will have to dial it up on the offensive end as Odom has dominated statistically. We'll run over those stats when I return. This is Rio Sports Live.
High Tide Oilfield Services LLC thrives by providing an array of quality services that keep your operations running on a daily basis. We provide oilfield support and construction service for your location, providing customers with safe, on schedule, and on budget project completion. That's High Tide Oilfield Services in Freer, Texas.
Apply to the university that offers 98 unique degree plans. The university where 99% of students receive financial assistance. The university where you belong. Apply to Texas A&M University Kingsville today.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
DS Oilfield Construction and the family of Rene Martinez III would like to wish Rene and his fellow teammates the best of luck for the 2020 football season. For any oilfield construction needs, please contact DS Oilfield at 361-396-0059, Alice, Texas, or Logan Wilson at 361-701-8892 at any time. Thank you. Let's go jerseys from DS Oilfield.
At Bulls Bail Bonds, our goal is to provide a friendly and efficient bail bond process to our customers. We want to help you with our knowledge and experience to provide a fast and friendly service. We will beat or match our competitors' price. Hours of operation are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Protex Restaurant Services provides 24-hour HVAC, refrigeration, kitchen, and laundry services available on call from 3 locations in Corpus, Houston, San Antonio, and coming soon to the Rio Grande Valley. Call 361-654-0080 for 24-hour request emergency services from Protex Restaurant Services.
At TSS Photography in Corpus Christi, Texas, you can experience the latest technology in photography. Whether you're an individual or a team, you can experience photography at a whole new level. Real-time photos can be seen on screen as they are taken in-house or from remote locations. You can even have your order placed as you leave the room. Special events? No problem. Take your pose. Choose your background. This is a veteran-owned company, a Texas Hub certified company, over 3 years in service in Corpus Christi, Texas, TSS Photography.
Back here on Rio Sports Live, we're at halftime, and again, there's not much activity going on during the halftime break here, but nonetheless, you can see the fans are out there. I walked outside the press box. It's kind of cool out there. Lent Rudy my jacket, but it is kind of cool out there for certain. We're at halftime. It's a 13-0 score. Let's run down the stats for you here in this game. Odom outgains Hebbronville 208 yards to 77 unofficially. 106 yards of that on the ground for the Odom Owls. 102 yards through the air, but that's a bit deceiving there, which I'll get to when we get to the individual marks. Again, on the ground, 25 carries, 106 yards. That's 4.2 yards per carry. And they've mixed it up well. 14 carries for 49 yards for Marcus Martinez leads the way. Behind him, 7 carries, 29 yards for quarterback Hunter Dawson. A couple of carries for Mark Moreno for 9 yards. A carry each for Kyle Castaneda and Chaz Reed on some jet sweeps. In the passing game, Hunter Dawson was just 2 of 4 for 102 yards and a touchdown. Both catches made by Kyle Castaneda. Second one was for 88 yards and a touchdown. First one for 14 yards. And then you look at the Hebbronville Longhorns. 33 yards on the ground, 11 carries, 33 yards total. 6 carries for 16 yards for Joshua Alvarez. Brandon Salazar with 4 carries for 13 yards. Matthew Tolentino a carry for 4 yards. Tolentino in the air was 5 of 8 for 44 yards. Leading receiver was Benjamin Cadena, had 3 catches for 18 yards. A catch apiece for Brandon Salazar, Eleazar Naranjo, and Jaden Alanis. 21 yards on that catch by Naranjo, but again, his only catch of the night. And a 5 of 8 performance for Tolentino as Hebbronville's offense was just kept off the field. The biggest reason for that was a 9-minute drive, 88-yard drive by Odom as we went from the first into the second quarter, and they took up most of the first quarter with that drive. And really that was the difference maker here, and they kept the Hebbronville offense on the off the field. And then on that one drive, it was a one-play 88-yard touchdown strike as they went over the top. So a lot of work to do, but certainly it's within striking distance for either team to say we can walk out of here with a victory. What's at stake? The number 1 seed in the district. That's what's at stake here tonight. District championship will be crowned here between Hebbronville and Odom. We're waiting for the arrival of the two teams. They are inflating the Odom Owls tunnel over there. We'll wait for the Owls to make their appearance. Again, we appreciate you tuning in wherever you may be. If you're watching on our social media, on our Facebook, again, share the link. Help other fans know these games are going on. And as always, like and follow our page, which also helps get our numbers up. We'll take a break. When I come back, we'll be closer to the second half. I'll tell you about some additional broadcasts. We've got a busy day tomorrow. Football, volleyball, swimming, perhaps basketball. Tell you about that after this.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Fort Mansfield, Texas.
Protex Restaurant Services provides 24-hour HVAC, refrigeration, kitchen, and laundry services available on call from 3 locations in Corpus, Houston, San Antonio, and coming soon to the Rio Grande Valley. Call 361-654-0080 for 24-hour request emergency services from Protex Restaurant Services.
Back here on Rio Sports Live, 5 minutes and 41 seconds on the clock before we officially start the second half. Again, we start our coverage tomorrow, high school sports, at 10 a.m. from the Corpus Christi Aquatic Center for high school swimming. We'll be broadcasting that live, and then we'll have games starting in the early afternoon. Prior to that, we've got a morning volleyball game at 11 o'clock in the morning at Mission, Texas. And then in the early afternoon, football action from Texas A&M Kingsville high school game. First of a doubleheader that will be played there tomorrow with more district championship games and seed games that will establish these playoff teams and how they finish. Again, it's just an outright masterful job by these school administrators, athletic directors, and just trying to find ways that these players can get a season in and compete for things like a district championship, which is what we're seeing here tonight in Hebbronville. This is a result of so many phone calls and emails, you wouldn't believe it, and talking with some of these athletic directors and what they're having to piece together. And the big thing right now, as I talk to most of my athletic directors that I've been around, including when I had a visit with Gilbert Leal from Brownsville ISD and his 6 schools that he's taking care of, is the fact that volleyball season got pushed back at the Class 6 level, and they pushed their start back, but they did not push back the start of basketball season, and therefore just gym time alone, trying to figure out when the volleyball teams are going to practice if they're not playing games. Basketball teams, can you practice, can you not, when you're not playing games? And on game days, we've had scenarios that we've already been given schedules in which boys and girls basketball are scheduled on the same day as a volleyball game is scheduled, and they're going to start playing games as early as 2 o'clock in the afternoon to get a boys or girls basketball game in, clear the gym, get it set for fans to return, second game played, clear the gym, and by 8 o'clock at night, they'll start the third game in some of these gyms. So I'm already telling crews, pack your lunch, pack your dinner, pack your snacks, take a pillow with you, and get ready for up to 3 games from one gym as we continue to push forward on what we're broadcasting. And that's if all the games go as scheduled. Again, the nightmare of what we're dealing with is that on any given second, someone that is on your team or someone that just played your team or someone who just played the team you're getting ready to play may have tested for COVID, and therefore your schedule is halted right away. In some cases up to 14 days. Some of the schools are playing it outright on a safety basis there. So all I can tell you, fans, as far as watching what we're doing, if the live button's on, tune on, it means everything worked and we're there broadcasting it. But again, sometimes these athletic directors are so wrapped up in everything they're doing that one of the last things they do is say, oh, well, by the way, we got to call Real Sports and tell them the game's changed or it's not on or that's moved to here. And so I'm juggling crews. My guys are working on a terrific basis on just trying to get to these games and cover them for you here as we continue to push forward. Again, when I have time, I put the hat on trying to find sponsors. I've got 54 people now that are working for me. My wife and I started this 3 years ago. It was just us. And now 54 people left. And realistically, I could put 46 more to work before Christmas if I had the sponsorship to do so. I know I've got the games. I know I've got the schools. I know I've got the equipment. And it's just, can we find advertisers that are saying, we believe in what you're doing and we want to take advantage of, get this, 5 million hits on our views in the month of October. So if you're a business or if you know a business that wants to join in on what we're doing and help us showcase these athletes, well then give me a call. I'll run the commercials. Minute left on the clock. You see the Odom Owls have arrived, and out of that tunnel, here come the Longhorns of Hebbronville, and the second half will be underway after this on Real Sports Live.
Refugio ISD holds special memories in the hearts of anyone who has ever been part of the school. The Refugio ISD Education Foundation provides resources that will create engaging learning experiences for students. You can be a part of the Bobcat Tribute Plaza. Order a brick or a bench, and you will help to build on the tradition of excellence and opportunity that has always been at the heart of Refugio ISD.
Stacy Neiman Insurance Agency, LLC, located on the...
Back here in Hebbronville, Texas, and welcome to the third quarter as we put 12 minutes on the clock. Football on the tee as the Hebbronville Longhorns will kick it off to start this third quarter. Odom, Owls lead 13-0. Odom had won the opening coin toss and elected to defer. And therefore, they will get the ball to start this second half. And away we go. Deep kick, fielded inside the 15. Owls trying to bounce it to the outside, to the left-hand side, 25-yard line, about the 28. Returned by Kyle Castaneda. First of all, it's good to see him back on the field. He was shaken up on a two-point conversion attempt in the first half for the Odom Owls, but he is a weapon to say the least that is back in action here tonight. We got crews in Santa Rosa tonight as Taft made the trip to Santa Rosa. That's to decide a district championship. We got a crew in La Villa where Fremont made a trip to La Villa. You can tune into that one and check out what's going on. First down play, Dawson wanted to throw, now he's going to run. Makes a man miss, on his feet across the 35-yard line, and more. First down. Watch the moves made by Dawson on this replay. Looks like he was contained right there. There were 4 guys there. Ran away from all of them, and then it took 3 more to track him down on that first down play. Dawson now on 7 carries has 29 yards on the ground. First down play, they'll bounce it outside. Chaz Reed on the carry, ends up gaining 5 on the play. For Reed, that's his second carry of the night. And again, like I said at the close of the first half, this Longhorn team needs something to spark some energy. Come out of halftime, you ask your defense to come up with that big play. See if you can energize your team. Right now, Odom on a second down will hand it off on a jet sweep. This is Castaneda, hit in the backfield, and down he goes, a loss of 5. Castaneda dropped for a 5-yard loss, 3rd and 10. And this is where you want Odom if you're their opponent. You want him in 2nd and 3rd and long. 3rd and 10, you can dial up some pressure if you're the Longhorns of Hebbronville. Odom in no hurry now. Want to take a couple of minutes off the clock on each possession at the very least. Dawson sets him down on 3rd and 10. Drops back to throw, waits, pressured, and down he goes. Dawson is sacked. And that time on the play, Abraham Puig, I believe is who that was. It was Michael Dominguez, one of the two. And perhaps that will be the spark needed for Hebbronville's Longhorns. Punting time for Freer. Longhorns send a man back to return it back to his 35. They should get good field position out of this. Punt is away. It's a booming kick. Past the return man. Takes a roll for the Odom Owls. And that'll flip the field as it rolls dead inside the 18. So the Longhorn offense, which generated just 77 yards of total offense in the first half, will try to solve the Odom Owls here. And we saw some spark from this Hebbronville team. Plays that were just on the brink of breaking in that first half. Tolentino under center on 1st down. Inside his 20. He'll keep it. Play action, looks to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. Looking for Benjamin Cadena. Tried to catch him off guard with a little play action up front. Coverage out there by Odom. Marco Gonzalez. Step for step with the wide receiver. 2nd down. Tolentino now spreads the field. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right-hand side on 2nd and 10. Hands it off, or pass play. That's broken up, incomplete.
Pass was intended for number 32, Almaraz.
Looking for Joshua Almaraz. It was defended well by Castaneda. Taft leads Santa Rosa 21-12 in that broadcast. Thank you, Jerry Perkins, for tuning in, giving us an update.
3rd down, 3rd and 10 for the Longhorns.
And a 3rd and 10 coming up for Hebbronville. Tolentino overloads the right side with the receivers. A single receiver out to the left is Cadena. He'll look for Cadena on a crossing pattern. That's caught. Out across the 25, might be close to a 1st down, but it looks like he's about a yard short.
Good for 9 yards, and they'll bring up a 4th down and
For
1.
Cadena, that's his 4th catch. And it is just shy of 1st down yardage. Right now it looks as if the punting team is in for the Longhorns on 4th and 1. Down 13-0. Be a tough gamble if you don't get it here on 4th down. They'll punt it away. Takes a bounce. They run into the punter as well. Ball down to the 30-yard line. Did they throw a flag? Yes, they did. And this is going to be coming back. And the Longhorns are going to get the football back. As there was contact made after the punter released the kick. Still no call from the official. Now again, it's a different scenario when that punter takes off on the run on these rugby style kicks. When they're in traditional punt formation and they stay back there and kick it, they're protected. But when he's off on the run, he becomes a runner. And so even though he kicks the ball, you can make contact. And that's why they're going to pick that flag up and wave it off. There's positive and negatives when you put that into effect, when you put your punter on the run. You can buy some time from pressure, but you also open yourself up to that. Your punter can take a hit, and there would be no penalty on the play. So it will be Owl football at their own 31-yard line. As we're in the third quarter. Odom Owls leading in the game 13-0. First down play for Hunter Dawson. Scans the defense. Takes a snap, hands it off. Marcus Martinez up the middle, gains 7. Offensive line continues to open up holes for Martinez. 15 carries, 56 yards on the ground. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Odom Owls. Owls now with 119 yards on the ground as a team. Wide receiver, wide right, Austin Dominguez. They'll hand it off. It's Martinez again. He's got a first down out across the 46-yard line. They'll stand him up there, but that's another 9 yards. And now the Odom offense rolling downhill, pushing this Hebbronville team backwards on this drive. Ball on the left hash for Hunter Dawson. On this first down play. High school football tomorrow at 2 o'clock. A good one from Tom Landry Stadium. We'll have the call there for you. First down play for Dawson. Gonna run, keeps it, takes it upfield, gets hit. They'll stop him right there. No gain on the play. First guy there was Eric Perez. And so 2nd and 10 coming up for the Odom Owls. Who lead 13-0. Hebbronville asking their defense to again give their offense a chance and keep this game at a 2-score separation between the two teams. Dawson hands it off. Martinez bounces it outside. Foot race. Scott to the 40. First down and more as he'll rumble out for 18. Time they just sealed it off. Watch on the replay. Look at the blocking. Seal everybody inside. And then Martinez's speed does the rest. There's blockers downfield, a good 15 yards downfield in front of that run too. 83 yards on the ground now for Marcus Martinez, and this drive alone carries of 7, 9, and now 18 yards. And the Odom Owls with a new set of downs at the Hebbronville 32. Dawson hands it off. Martinez again. 5 yards and clock running. Score here by Odom wouldn't seal the deal by any stretch of the imagination, but it would change the approach on what Hebbronville is going to have to do. Down 2 scores, you can score, get a stop, and get the ball right back and be in position at this time with 2 extra points to take the lead. You give up his 3rd score here, that will change things up quite a bit. Dawson hands it off. Martinez dove forward, might have gained enough for a first down, might be about a half yard short. They look to the sidelines, and they'll mark it down outside the 23. Got to get it inside the 22 to assure yourself of a first down. So 3rd and 1 coming up. Again, those big linemen up front for the Odom Owls. Dario Gomez, Jonathan Emerson. A.J. Martinez also up front. Owls on 3rd and short. Dawson going to keep it. Got a first down and more to the 10, to the 5, to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal coming up. Hunter Dawson calls his own number. And that's a safety making the tackle that saves a touchdown. Now a 1st and goal situation for Odom. And again, they're in no real hurry. This drive has already taken up right at 6 minutes off the clock. Reminiscent of that drive to close out the first quarter. Take him into the second quarter. That resulted in a touchdown. Dawson brings him up. 1st and goal. Hands it off. Martinez hit, then drives forward, falls in, touchdown. Odom Owls up 19-0. See it on the replay. For Martinez, this will push him to 98 yards on the ground. It was second effort. He was hit and not in at the time, but momentum carried him in for the score. 19-0, Odom Owls. Let's see if they go for 2 here to try to go up 3 scores with 3 extra points. Dawson lines him up. Looking for 2 here on the extra point. Looking right side all the way. Going to run, going to pass, caught. 2-point conversion is good. 21-0 Odom Owls. They'll kick off. Hebbronville will now have to go into let's go deeper in the playbook mode. Talk about that after this.
Specializing in row, crop, and pasture rangeland, serving farmers and ranchers in multiple counties since 2011. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer. 1-800-573-5166. Stacy Neiman Insurance Agency, LLC.
High Tide Oilfield Services LLC thrives by providing an array of quality services that keep your operations running on a daily basis. We provide oilfield support and construction service for your location, providing customers with safe, on schedule, and on budget project completion. That's High Tide Oilfield Services in Greer, Texas.
Back here on Real Sports Live as we get ready for the kickoff for the Odom Owls. Special teams may be what flips the switch here for the Hebbronville Longhorns. Deep kick right side of the field, bring it back to the middle across the 25. Looking for a block, they'll get it to 30, 35, 40, 45, midfield stripe, and then a tackle made out of bounds. So 15 more yards coming onto this. On a return by Eden Perez. And the Hebbronville Longhorns will have a short field to work with after they mark this one down after the penalty. Again, you get the feeling if Hebbronville can just put a score on the board that they could energize this crowd that's here, energize the sidelines, and maybe spur that defense to make some plays and change this around.
One at the 45 and the other at the 38-yard line.
There's 2 flags. The first one I'm not certain of. The second one I know was either a horse collar or certainly a late hit out of bounds. Here comes the official out of the huddle. He'll make an explanation to the Hebbronville coach. Right now they're moving backward and they'll march it off against Hebbronville. They may turn around and walk back the other way. Right on cue, he turned around. I told you there wasn't a marching band performance. That was a good pirouette and coming back for the official. Now they'll march it off. And again, they may turn right around and now they'll march off the personal foul against the Odom Owls. My battery died on my watch to get my steps, but if his is active, he got some extra steps out of that one. Longhorns will have it at their own 43. 3:50 left here in the third quarter.
Longhorn 43. So
Tolentino and company is going to have to dial up some magic here. They need something big to occur on this drive. Handoff up the middle. Rumbling forward to Brendan Salazar. He'll end up gaining 7. And you don't have to go for a home run ball, but you definitely need to open some things up here on the offensive end. 2nd down and 6. Odom Owls up 21-0, Hebbronville. Still under the 100-yard mark on total offense tonight. Tolentino takes a snap, drops back to throw, waits, has time, short pass delivered, but it's out of bounds. Looking in the direction of Samuel Cadena.
Brings up 3rd down now.
Tolentino now 6 of 11 in the passing game. 52 yards. 3rd down and 4.5. Handoff up the middle. That's a 1st down on a carry by Salazar. He's lifted up and thrown backwards. Football came out of there, but that's blown dead long before that.
Salazar works his way for a 1st down.
That'll be a 1st down for the Longhorns of Hebbronville. Share the link if you're watching this game on Facebook. Let other fans know these games are going on. Appreciate everyone tuning in wherever you may be tonight. Rudy Zamaripa Jr. on the camera up top side here at Hebbronville. Our appreciation again to Hebbronville School District for assisting us in broadcasting this game. Bad snap that time. Hebbronville able to get to the football. Longhorns have turned it over once in this ball game. That was on their first drive.
No gain, 2nd and 10 now for the Longhorns.
Valentino now 2nd and 10. Clock running. Still a couple minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Hebbronville in Odom territory. Haven't said that much tonight, as they're inside the 45. 2nd and, call it 10. On a read, Tolentino will hand it off up the middle. That'll go for a couple.
Again, Salazar up the middle.
Salazar was dropped down there. Good penetration that time. Coming in was Abel De Luna, fighting off a blocker and making a tackle all in one motion. For Salazar, give him a gain, maybe a 1. 3rd and long coming up for the Hebbronville Longhorns. Tolentino lines him up with 2 receivers right. Single receiver left is Cadena. Drops back to throw, looking right side, tipped and incomplete. Marcus Martinez got a hand on that defensively.
Brings up a 4th down for the Longhorns.
And the Longhorns will bring the punting team on the field and try to play field position on this. They'll ask Eric Perez to try to pin the Owls deep in their own territory. Down 21-0. Good snap, kick is away. Return from the 10, out across the 15 to the 25-yard line. Say this for Kyle Castaneda, he has got some nerve. He's fielding those punts with guys breathing down his neck, still manages to get some return yardage out of that. And so the Odom offense will come back on the field leading 21-0.
So it'll be 1st and 10.
And this is where it's draw a line in the sand time for the
at their own 20.
Hebbronville Longhorns. You gotta tell your defense right here, right now, get a stop. Odom gets another one of those sustained drives. We're going to be well into the 4th quarter, and they're already up 3 scores. 1st down play for Dawson. Hands it off to Martinez. Out across the 30. Falls across the 35. That's a 9-yard gain, and he'll go over the 100-yard mark in rushing. Martinez, 21 carries, 107 yards tonight.
9 yards for number 30, Mark Moreno.
Had a guy shaken up that time. Jonathan Emerson off on his own power. One of those linemen for the Odom Owls. Nine-yard gain though for Martinez. Second down and 1 coming up for Hunter Dawson. Play clock down to 4. They better hurry. 2-1, takes a snap just in time. Hands it off up the middle. That's enough for a first down. Carried by Mark Moreno. For Moreno, that's just his third carry of the night for 13 yards. Now game clock and play clock are still separated by enough that Odom will have to take another snap. Otherwise, they would be content to take this into the fourth quarter with a 3-score lead. Dawson brings him up. Moreno stays in the backfield with him. Now he'll shift him to the right-hand side. Play clock at 1, handoff. And here comes Moreno in the secondary. That's a first down on an 11-yard carry.
Number 30, Moreno, finding a lot of room on the left side.
The blockers out in front of Moreno here. This is a huge hole.
At the end of the third quarter of play. 21.
And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. Odom Owls with 1 score in that third. Up the ante, lead by 3 scores, 21-0. Back with more after this.
Apply to the university that offers 98 unique degree plans. The university where 99% of students receive financial assistance. The university where you belong. Apply to Texas A&M University Kingsville today.
High Tide Oilfield Services LLC thrives by providing an array of quality services that keep your operations running on a daily basis. We provide oilfield support and construction service for your location, providing customers with safe, on schedule, and on budget project completion. That's High Tide Oilfield Services in Greer, Texas.
We are back here in Hebbronville, Texas. I'm Joe Bowling with you. I haven't got the Hebbronville basketball schedule yet, but I'm certain they're starting this week coming up. Some of the smaller schools are starting down in the Rio Grande Valley. Others are pushing it back a couple of weeks as they're, especially on the boys' side, they're having football teams making the playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, though, both of these teams are heading to the playoffs, my friends, and we would love to cover them. I'm just not certain what we'll be doing, whether it's going to be audio or video or just no sponsors to cover them at all. Running play by Moreno. Gets it out near the 42-yard line. That's how the fourth quarter begins. And I put a post out there on social media that we may have to just go a transition straight from volleyball, football into basketball season and wish everyone best of luck because of the fact of the fees and just the travel cost to get to the playoff games. And with the sponsorship limited, someone will step up. I know they will. Second down play coming up for the Odom Owls. Dawson hands it off. Again, it's Moreno. Hit, fell forward, got about a half yard short of first down yardage. Give a shout out to Sally Snyder watching from Arlington, Texas. Thanks for tuning into our broadcast tonight. Also, fans tuning in Seattle, Washington. Brianna Renee Martinez. Give a shout out in that direction. Thank you for tuning in to our high school football coverage on a Friday night from Hebbronville. Hunter Dawson keeps it. Hit, and they'll throw him backwards. Nice stop that time by the defense of the Longhorns. That's not enough for a first down. Monica Gonzalez watching from San Antonio says go Horns. Give a shout out to her. Thanks for tuning in. 4th down and 1 for Odom. Right now they're leaving that offense on the field. They're averaging just under 5 yards per carry on the ground. Paul Guerrero watching from here in Odom, Texas. Or watching from Odom, Texas, I should say. Dawson keeps it. Dives forward. That's enough for a first down. Took a hard hit, but moves the chains nonetheless for the Odom Owls.
Continues for the Owls, 1st and 10 at the Longhorn 38.
Ball down at the 38-yard line. Odom was one of the first schools that called us on Rio Sports Live after the Corpus Christi schools said, hey, can you cover all of our home games? Yes, we can. And that's where it began. First down play for the Owls. Running play for Martinez. Short gain that time. Stopped after a 1-yard gain. Martinez on the night, 22 carries, 108 yards. This game for the district championship outright between Hebbronville and Odom. We'll sort it all out. We'll have it on our social media and our website as far as matchups for the playoffs. That won't be decided until tomorrow night, as we do have some Saturday night games that'll feature teams that'll be playing across the board in playoff games. Under 9 minutes to go here in the game. 2nd and 9 for the Odom Owls. Imelda Marty De Leon watching in Edroy, Texas. Give a shout in that direction. Thank you for tuning in. Watching from Laredo. Hello, Veronica Sandoval. 2nd down for the Owls. 9 yards to go. Dawson takes it, hands it off. It's Martinez back in the game. Rumbles forward, got to the 30. That's 8 yards more for Marcus Martinez. And 3rd and about 2 yards to go for Odom here.
Gain of 7, it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Owls.
Owls in no hurry. Play clock down to 10 as they break out. Dawson takes a look at the defense. They come across the line, and that'll blow the play dead. He releases that pass to Austin Dominguez, but that one, again, when the defense comes across and makes contact, there is beyond a threshold of there may be contact to occur. They'll blow it completely dead. A lot of times you'll see a defense jump, and they'll allow the snap. There's a difference in offsides and encroachment. The encroachments where they blow it dead for fear of potential injury on a given play. Appreciate all the fans tuning in on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Owls run it with Martinez, and he takes it down the right-hand side, still on his feet, inside the 10, down to the 7. Marcus Martinez with a big night.
Number 9, Marcus Martinez in the Longhorn red zone. All the way
Martinez now 24 carries, 133 yards.
Goal for the Owls.
Kevin Hernandez watching from George West, Texas. Thank you. Turned it over on the YouTube just to see who's watching there. Always try to monitor that. We've got people that assist us in trying to monitor the comments, trying to keep them on the up and up. If I could turn them off, I would, because we just got fans that won't do anything. Running play, Martinez, and he is in again. Touchdown for the Odom Owls. 3rd touchdown of the night for Marcus Martinez. They go up 27-0. Marcus Martinez with a big night. Extra point coming up. Diego Rodriguez is the junior kicker for the Odom Owls. Good snap, kick is away, and it is good. Owls up 28. Hebbronville will get the football. Kickoff coming up after this.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for a fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Protex Restaurant Services provides 24-hour HVAC, refrigeration, kitchen, and laundry services available on call from 3 locations in Corpus, Houston, San Antonio, and coming soon to the Rio Grande Valley. Call 361-654-0080 for 24-hour request emergency services from Protex Restaurant Services.
We are back here on Rio Sports Live, and the Hebbronville Longhorns will get their hands on the football one more time here after an Odom touchdown. Kick is fielded at the 15-yard line, out across the 20, 25-30, 35-40, midfield, 45, still running hard, Almaraz. And watch the wall of blockers for Almaraz on the kick return here. He gets one more block right there and springs through that. He's dancing in the end zone. Longhorns with a drive starting in Odom territory at the Owl 43. Tolentino stays in at quarterback. 2 receivers either side of the field. He needs to get busy now. He'll run it, hand it off inside, and that's shut down. Nothing doing from Brandon Salazar.
Not much room there as number 34, Noah Ramirez on the defense for the Owls.
Salazar has been limited tonight. 9 carries, 28 yards on the ground. That play just puts 100 total yards of offense for Hebbronville on the books. Tolentino looks to pass. That's completed at the 40-yard line. Quick pitch and catch to Benjamin Cadena.
Tolentino to Cadena for 6 yards.
For Cadena, that's his 5th catch of the night. So of the 7 completions, 5 of those to Cadena. Tolentino looks to throw over the middle. That's tipped and incomplete. Trying to go back to Cadena.
Brings up a 4th down.
And so 4th and 6 coming up for Hebbronville. Longhorns will have to get it inside the 29, near the 28-yard line to get a first down. For the snap, whistle blows. And a false start called against Hebbronville.
Start is a call against the Longhorns. Moves it back 5. Makes it a 4th down and 11.
4th down play. Still, but now 11 yards to go for Tolentino. Long count, drops back, quick pass. Cadena catches, he's covered, stays on his feet, fights for some yards, will not get there. Turnover on downs as the Odom Owls get stingy once again. That'll turn the ball over on downs to Odom.
So the ball goes over on downs.
The Owls have traveled on the road to Hebbronville here tonight. And up 28-0. Cadena came up a bit shaken up on the play. That's one thing I know both these coaches want to do is get out of here healthy. Both are on their way to the playoffs. This was for the district title to see the seeding. Owls up to the line of scrimmage. They've outgained Hebbronville 329 to 109, 227 of that on the ground. They'll get 5 more there on a carry. Mark Moreno now getting a ton of carries here in the late stages of this game. He's now got 6 carries, 35 yards. The workhorse has been Marcus Martinez, though. Big night, 25 carries, 141 yards, 3 touchdowns for the Odom Owls. 2nd and 6, Odom in no hurry. They go under 5 to go in the game. Play clock at 9 as they get to the line. Dawson's been taking that snap under 5. This time he takes it, hands it off. Hebbronville stops Moreno after a short gain, maybe 1 on the play. And so Odom will face a 3rd and 4. We start bright and early with our broadcast tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning from the Aquatic Center in Corpus Christi for high school swimming. If you haven't tuned into one of those, it's entertaining to watch those athletes get to compete. High school volleyball, high school football, and most likely some high school basketball tomorrow, all being broadcast here on Rio Sports Live. 3rd down play for Odom. Hunter Dawson hands it off to Moreno. He's got a 1st down and more in the secondary to the 30, down to the 26-yard line. Another big carry. And watch Moreno. Eight carries now, 61 yards on the night for Moreno. Clock is running. We're under 4 minutes to go in the game. Odom Owls now on a 1st down outside the 26 of Hebbronville. Double tight end, double wing set for Dawson. Hands it to Moreno again. Hitting the backfield, lifted up, driven down, gained a yard.
Long one at the point of attack.
2nd and 9 coming up. Again, I want to give a shout out to the Hebbronville School District for assisting us in providing a spot to broadcast the game, assisting us with the internet for the hot spot. Terrific atmosphere for the games we've covered here. And the hospitality's been letter perfect. 2nd down play coming up for the Odom Owls. Dawson has Moreno back there with him, gives it to him again. Thrown back. No gain on the play. First guy there was Juan Jimenez. So 3rd down coming up for the Odom Owls. Again, we'll follow the travels of these two teams and figure out who they're playing and where, and then we'll try to figure out what we're going to do with the broadcast rights. We know we can get audio, and it really isn't as bad as you think on the audio, especially the way we did it last year, in which we broadcast with live audio, and I was able to sprinkle in the video replays. It wasn't live, so I got past the UIL rule there of you can't have live broadcast of video. We didn't have to pay the $1,000 fee. And again, for fans who can't go, I mean, I grew up in radio, 30 years in radio before I ever put on a headset for a television or a a video broadcast at all. And so I know I'm capable of bringing you a broadcast on a radio side that you'll enjoy. I'm trying to train my guys, all of them, up to the speed of be ready for radio. That's why so many of them, when you watch our games, are giving you more of a radio broadcast. I'm trying to train them for the fact that once they start assigning these $1,000 rights fees, we need to be prepared to at least give a quality broadcast to the fans so they can keep track of what's happening. And when you turn those cameras where they're dark, that puts all the pressure on the announcers to bring it home so fans can stay engaged and know what's happening. Fourth down play for the Owls. Got the run by Marino, and he's down near first down territory, brought down short. He'll gain 13, needed 15. Well, now they will give him a first down on the spot.
It is a first down, and the drive continues.
So Marino, 13 carries, 81 yards on the night. And now the Odom Owls will have to take a couple of snaps, and this one's in the history books. As a fight for the district title here at Hebbronville will be awarded to the Odom Owls. Dawson takes a knee. And the Odom Owls will be victorious here tonight in Hebbronville. 28-0 your final score as the Odom Owls celebrate a district title on the road. 280 yards of offense on the ground, 382 yards of total offense. Marcus Martinez, 25 carries, 141 yards. He's our player of the game for the Odom Owls. 3 touchdowns on the evening. Congratulations again to both teams as they were battling to a position to play for a district title, but the Odom Owls are champions. And so we'll take a look and see where Hebbronville plays next or where Odom plays next. They'll both be playing, we know that for sure. We hope you enjoy the broadcast. Again, I'll put a highlight reel up a little bit later on of this game. And until next time, from Hebbronville, Texas, 28-0 the score. Odom wins it. Good night.
An increase of 169 cases of COVID-19.
Hospitals continue receiving COVID-19 patients.
When the world needed you, did you rise to the occasion? Since the pandemic began, J. Gonzalez Injury Attorneys have won over 700 personal injury cases and recovered millions for their clients. When others shut down, we continued fighting for victims of car accidents, work injuries, and 18-wheeler cases because we still believe in justice for all. J. Gonzalez.
3rd and 4 for the Longhorns. They'll hand it off to Joshua Almaraz. Almaraz fights forward. That'll be enough for a first down. Fumble on the play, and the Odom Owls recover. And you recognize that name. He's the tailback on offense, so he's going both ways here tonight. On a 2nd down play, Tolentino looks to throw, swings it in the flats, big hit delivered, and down goes Brandon Salazar. For the Owls down the right sideline, and a lot of room and a lot of blocks. Midfield and more. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Out to the left-hand side is Chaz Green. Dawson rolls out that way. Looks, contained, slips, stays on his feet, reverses field. He's got some room now if he can get to the corner, and he does. Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That's all Hunter Dawson. Takes a snap, looks to throw, right-hand side on a crossing pattern. That's caught. First down and more for the Owls. Catch made by Castaneda. He rights to distribute, to redistribute. If I don't do them, nobody's going to cover them. I can tell you that. Here's a running play. Inside the 5, down to the 3, down to the 1-yard line on a carry by Marcus Martinez. On there, Matthew Acosta, the center. Hunter Dawson ready to go on 3rd and goal. Takes it, carries it right side, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown on a carry by Hunter Dawson. Check that number. They'll pass it over the middle. Nice catch in traffic, in the secondary, down to the 30-yard line. Big play for the Longhorns of Hebbronville. Play needing still 20 yards to go. Tolentino keeps it, hit, down he goes. Big hit delivered by Eli Pizana. Quick pass completed across the midfield stripe to the 40. Foot race down the sideline. They may not catch him. They won't. Touchdown, Odom. Tolentino waits, takes a snap, hands it out. Pass play, nice play. Completed to Cadena. That's a first down inside the 45. Shout out to Tony Fuentes watching in Port Lavaca. Thanks for tuning in. Dawson looking for a block. Nice job on a read. Takes it upfield. Got to the 50, 45-yard line. First down for the Owls. You can tune into that one and check out what's going on. First down play. Dawson wanted to throw. Now he's going to run. Makes a man miss on his feet across the 35-yard line and more. First down. Come up with that big play. See if you can energize your team. Right now, Odom on a second down. Will hand it off on a jet sweep. This is Castaneda. Hit in the backfield, and down he goes. A loss of 5. Dawson sets him down on 3rd and 10. Drops back to throw. Waits, pressured, and down he goes. Dawson is sacked. And a 3rd and 10 coming up for Hebbronville. Tolentino overloads the right side with the receivers. A single receiver out to the left is Cadena. He'll look for Cadena on a crossing pattern. That's caught out across the 25. Moderation between the two teams. Dawson hands it off. Martinez bounces it outside. Foot race. Scott to the 40. First down and more as he'll rumble out for 18. Short. Dawson going to keep it. Got a first down and more to the 10, to the 5, to the 3-yard line. First and goal coming up. Take him into the second quarter. That resulted in a touchdown. Dawson brings him up. First and goal. Hands it off. Martinez hit, then drives forward, falls in, touchdown. Dawson lines him up. Looking for 2 here on the extra point. Looking right side all the way. Going to run, going to pass, caught. 2-point conversion is good. Now he'll shift him to the right-hand side. Play clock at 1. Handoff. And here comes Moreno in the secondary. That's a first down on an 11-yard carry. Run it with Martinez, and he takes it down the right-hand side. Still on his feet, inside the 10, down to the 7. Marcus Martinez with a big night. Do anything. Running play, Martinez, and he is in again. Touchdown for the Odom Owls. 3rd touchdown of the night for Marcus Martinez. They go up 20 after an Odom touchdown. Kick is fielded at the 15-yard line, out across the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, midfield, 45, still running hard, Almaraz. For Odom, Hunter Dawson. Hands it off to Moreno. He's got a first down and more in the secondary to the 30, down to the 26-yard line. Another big carry. 28-0 your final score as the Odom Owls celebrate a district title on the road.